Hello, fellow diecasters, and welcome to another insanely episode of Diecast Insanity. We're gonna take another break from the customs this week. I did get the Bronco paint primered. As you can see, she's all primered up and everything. But Elijah doesn't want to do any work on it until we get the other blue color we want. So we're going to put that on hold. So we'll do that either in the next main episode or maybe even further down the road. I'm not sure yet. He's got a lot of stuff going on right now. So if we have to, we may switch to the next custom and get it started, and then go back to the Bronco later on. But we'll get there. We'll get back to the customs here in a little bit, and we'll get the 8 crate finally done. It's drying. I've got the white resprayed on it, and I'm waiting for it. I want to wait a while, give it like another week or so to dry, and then I'll put the red on, and I'll get it back to where it was before we had to repaint. Get it right back to where we were in the last episode with the lights on it, and the tail lights and everything on it. And we'll get it all. We'll assemble it on video for you guys and get it all put together for you guys. So this week I thought we would take another time warp and go back to the early 90s, 1992-93 to be exact, and take a look at a series of cars. That was Hot Wheels' first foray into producing actual cars that look like race cars. That were actual race cars. The series was called Pro Circuit. So you can see, I still have all the cards for the cars that I have. I have all of the first series. They say it was from 92, 93, but all my cards say 92 on the back of them. But there was 4 different cards. There was the one for the drag cars, one for the NASCARs, one for the SCCA Trans Am cars, and then one for the Indy Cars. And they were all the same on the back, with the exception of the description across the top was tailored to whether it was the Indy Car, the NASCAR, the Trans Am car, or the drag car. The first series, there was only 2 drag cars. I looked it up on Wiki. And we'll look at what they have listed for 92. Okay, so that's actually listed for 93. So they only have 3 cars listed for 1992, and then the rest they all have is for 1993. I might go back and see if I can't get the rest of these cars. I know that there's one more Trans Am car than what I have. It's a green, red, and white number 3 Camaro. And then there is, 2, 4, 6 more Indy cars, all from the 93 run, that I might go back and pick up. And I'll show you guys what those are on Wiki when we get to it. But let's take a look at the first set of cars. We'll read a little thing here on Wiki. It says Hot Wheels first introduced to race car series. Other than drag racing, released only 2 years, 1992-93. They came with a collector card, which I still have, but I don't think they're down here. Wait a minute, they might. Here we go. Whoa. They came with collector cards. These right here have all the pictures of them. The other one is this one right here. And on the back it had all the pertinent information for all of the drivers and everything on them. So the first car, let's take these out and we'll do these individually. The first car for 93 that Wiki has listed is the number 26 Indy Car of Roberto Guerrero. We'll put that there so you guys can get a good look at that. This car was owned by King Motorsports, which was Kenny Bernstein's organization. This was the only car they offered in the series that year that was the Indy Car. As you can see, these were unique wheels on these cars. They were a big wheel with an insert in the center of them, and they were all that way. These also appeared on some of the treasure hunts of that time. But that's the first car, the number 26. This is based off of the Formula Fever casting. They just moved the wing from back here up to the top. I have one of those, but it's stashed somewhere, so I'm not going to dig that out. But that is pretty cool. So that's the first one for 1992. And then the other two they have listed for 1992 are the two funny cars. These are based off of the Ford Probe body. This, of course, is Kenny Bernstein's funny car. King Kenny, as he was known back then. As you guys probably remember, if you recognize, if you're a race fan of any type or description, you recognize that this was the Budweiser-sponsored funny car. It says Buick across the top, but this is actually a Ford Probe body that Hot Wheels used for this. And as you can tell, these wheels look very, very familiar. These are basically the same style that they use on some of the Supers and some of the premium cars. This is the Camaro from the Forza series. And as you can see, those wheels are exactly the same as these on this, except these are actually a two-piece wheel. They're not a coal-molded wheel, but they're a two-piece wheel. So that's the Kenny Bernstein car. And then the other one was the man, Mr. John Force, in the Castrol GTX Jolly Rancher car. There's the card for that one. Pretty cool. Really sweet car. This is actually supposedly an Oldsmobile, but it's the same casting as the Kenny Bernstein car, so it's the Ford, basically the Ford Probe body. Very pretty car. So next up, they have listed, they don't have any of the NASCAR stuff listed on Wiki. They do have 3 of them, but they say they're all from the 1993 series. So we're just going to take a look at the other cars here in the set. We won't look at the other cards, but here is Kyle Petty's Mellow Yellow number 43 Pontiac Grand Prix. These were really cool when they came out. I was really cool that Hot Wheels finally started getting into doing the NASCAR stuff and all the other stuff. This is right about the time that Racing Champions came out, and Hot Wheels did this. Of course, this is the number 8 Valvoline Ford Thunderbird of Mark Martin. This is about the same time that Racing Champ started coming out with their cars. We might have to take a look at those. I have quite a few of those cars. A lot of them aren't even displayed because I don't have room for them. There was 2, actually there's 3. Like I said, there's a number 3 Camaro, but there's a couple other Camaros. This is the Hot Wheels sponsored Camaro of Jack Baldwin from the SCCA Trans Am series. Really nice 2 different colored wheels, and the actual race car was actually that way too. As you can see, there's a picture of it. They're not quite the same. That's a picture of the actual race car right there. So it's not quite the same casting as the race car, but still pretty cool. So there's that one. And then there's the number 33 Duracell Camaro. This is Scott Sharp. Back when he was still in the Trans Am series. So pretty cool car there. And then we have, the collection wouldn't be complete unless you had the King. This is Richard Petty's number 43 STP Pontiac. This is right around, these came out right around his retirement. He retired in 1992, so these came out right at his retirement. And as you can see, his card that came with the car does say Richard Petty on it. So this is right at the time when he finally hung up the driver's helmet. So that's pretty cool. So that's Pontiac. And then there's another Pontiac. This is the number 2 Pontiac Excitement car of Rusty Wallace. If you guys know the paint job, this was the Miller paint job. Miller. Is it Miller High Life? Or I think it was just Miller. Actually, I think it was Miller Genuine Draft, actually. And then the last one in the collection is the number 21 Sitco Wood Brothers car of Morgan Shepherd. Another Ford Thunderbird. So these are really cool. I might have to endeavor to get the rest of these cars. Those are all the ones I have. The other ones listed on Wiki are the ones that they list that I don't have are all Indy cars. There's the number 3 Fuji. Not sure who drove that car, but there's that one right there. And then there's the 2 Texaco cars, the number 2 and number 3. Kmart cars, these would be the Newman Haas cars, I believe, of Michael and Mario Andretti. That's not what I wanted. So they're basically the exact same other than the car number. So there's those 2. And then there is the number 3 Valvoline car. And I believe this would be Al Unser Jr. Little Al, as he was known back in the day. And then there was the 2 Penske cars, the number 4 and 5. And I can't quite remember who was driving at that particular time. It may have been Rick Mears and possibly Emerson Fittipaldi. I'm not quite sure on that, but those would have been the two. Those would have been the 2 drivers of those cars, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'd have to look at the cards to see that. But these are really cool. If you want to go, I'm pretty sure you can probably find some of these on eBay. I'm not sure how much they would run. I'm going to start looking into that because I would like to finish this collection, even if they were off card, because I'd be opening them anyways. But that's pretty cool. I love these cars. They're really sweet. It was really cool that Hot Wheels dove into this, and then they moved on later on to the Pro Series cars, which I have a few of that we might have to look at down the road, and some others, some other from Hot Wheels Racing, like these Rock America cars and a bunch of other stuff before they finally stopped making all of them. But hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at these cars. I really enjoy these cars. If you want to get into these cars, Hot Wheels' first foray into it, I would suggest you guys get into them. They've got some really cool cars, some really neat things to have, just to say that you've got some of the first cars that Hot Wheels did that were actual real race cars. So next week, like I said, we're either going to be continuing work on Elijah's car, or no, wait, next week would be a bi-weekly featured car, and I think it'd be Elijah's, because I did this past one, so we'll see if he wants to do it, and if not, then I'll do it. And then in 2 weeks after that, hopefully we'll get to his Bronco, and if not, we'll start the preliminary work on the next custom that I want to do. So I hope you guys have a great week. There won't be a haul this week because I used all the money I had to buy the Modern Classic set. So I may have a haul next week. So be on the lookout for that. And we may be doing a Hot Wheels therapy episode, so be on the lookout for that. And that's about it. We have just want to say thank you to all the subscribers, all you 207 so far. Thank you guys for subscribing. I hope you guys like what you see. We're going to be trying to do some stuff for you guys here pretty soon. Be on the lookout for a giveaway episode. Me and Elijah are working on getting a couple of groups of cars together. Some in-package stuff, some older stuff, some new stuff. Possibly some project cars to give away to you guys. There'll be 3 complete separate packages that we're going to be giving away. So be on the lookout for the details for that. It'll be its own entire episode of its own. So be on the lookout for that, and kind of thank you for everybody for the support the channel's gotten over the last year and to celebrate our first year on YouTube for Diecast. So hope you guys look out for that. And remember, leave some on the pegs for us other collectors because we love these cars too. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'll have the little circle up here on this side. You can just click to subscribe, and I'll throw an episode up on the other side. Probably taking a look at maybe I'll put the GT review up there on that side for you guys to check it out. So have a great week. Keep hunting for what you're looking for. Hope you find it, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.